had not seen any of The Kiss of the Spider Woman. Okay, I didn't see the 80s version of it. I had not read the book. I didn't know the 80s version of it. My sister knew it. She came to my house and saw the script, and she's like, "Are you fucking doing Kiss of the Spider Woman?" And she was like over the moon. I was like, me, it's like so important. I think it's probably just an overcompensation thing of like, I have to come in and be perfect right off the bat. Like I like to know, I don't like to make mistakes. So I'm just like over prepared when I come in, which I think some actors like kind of find it as they're going, and that's a different process, and it's cool. Like, I'm fine with that. Just for me, I'm a rehearser. I like to practice all the time. And so by the time I get there, I'm like, yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm ready. It just gives me more confidence.
I remember you saying that. It's like, it only works for you if you've got it in your bones.
Yeah.
Right? And there was a terror that maybe we didn't have
Yeah.
literally enough time to
yes.
get it into the bones.
There
but
was terror.
You found the time, yeah, somehow, yeah.
Do any of you have anything you have to do before the first day of a shoot, of a production on set?
I normally light Palo Santo right before, just to like whatever negative energy or anything that's on me, I just get it off, leave it at home, don't bring it to set. And just a nice little green juice, just because I feel like once I'm on set, I forget to eat or I get so overwhelmed that I don't think of any of those things. So I'm like, at least I'm getting some idea of a vegetable.
For me, every movie's different. I don't have any like set ritual. I just come in, I'm like I said, super prepared and just kind of ready to go. I always like tell the first AD, I was like, I will be a little late to set, but we will make it up as we go along. I promise you, because once I get there, I'm not leaving the set. I'm not taking a break. I don't need lunch. I don't need anything. However you want to shoot, forever long you want to shoot, I will be there. And so, yeah, that's my only thing on the first day. I always let them know, like, don't panic when I'm not out there right at the minute, but when I get there, it'll be great.
But you were pretty close on this movie.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
crazy.
We didn't
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of time.
We didn't, yeah. I have to say, I had a sense, just hearing over the years, that Jennifer had a great interest in doing something like this. So that was, you always have to convince yourself when you're sitting down alone, no deal, you're just doing it on your own, that there's a way to make the movie. And I think I was holding on to that idea that I think Jennifer wants to do something like this,
Yes. And he was right.
Yeah.
He was right. And my agent just sent me the script, Kevin Huvane, and he was like, I have something that I think you're going to like. And I was like, all right, send it to me. It's like, sometimes it's yes and sometimes it's no. Most times it's no. And I get it. And I was like, I called him back and I like maybe 30 pages in and I go, is this mine or is this something that I'm going to have to like meet with or audition for? And he was like, no, they want you to, Bill wants you to do it. And I was like, Bill Condon wants me to do it. Okay.
Oh.
And I was ecstatic. I have been waiting. There was never a feeling in my life. I think maybe the closest thing, and I was too young to understand it, was Selena. But beyond that, there was never a time where I felt like I sat down and read something and thought, I was born to play this. This was meant for me. I have been waiting for this my whole life. And because I grew up on movie musicals. My mother was a huge fan of Barbra Streisand and of Rita Moreno, and I just, it was in my bones. It's what I thought I was going to do with my life. I thought I was going to do Broadway, and then my life took other turns, and thank God it's been amazing. But to do this at this time is just like a dream come true.
How did the scheduling work out? Because how far in advance is your life kind of booked out?
It was tough, and Bill wanted to shoot it at a specific time, and I was like, the panic was, will we have enough time to do it? And he was very confident, thank God. I was, panicked, but we did it, and I cleared out some things and pushed a couple of things back just to be able to do it. When you do these indie films, it's all, heart. It's not about money. It's not about anything else except like, I love this part. I love this script. I want to work with this director, and I'm going to do it no matter what. And so we just buckled down and did it.
Thing I remember, you was like, I'm gonna go home on the weekends, and it's like that never happened because
No,
because
I
work-
tried to go home one weekend, and he was like, you can't go. I need you to rehearse this weekend. I was like, okay.
But it was amazing though, like
Yeah.
the dedication. It was
No, we
incredible.
did. We were
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's like summer camp. You know,
Yeah.
winter camp.
Yeah.
Because it was on winter.
Do any of you remember the very first musical you saw?
Singing in the rain.
Yeah, I mean, mine had to be West Side Story. It was the first one my mom showed me.
Yeah, on stage, Mantle Matcha, when I was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
Did you see the Broadway version
No.
of Kiss of the Spider Woman?
No, I had not seen any of the Kiss of the Spider Woman. Okay, I didn't see the 80s version of it. I had not read the book. I didn't know the 80s version of it. My sister knew it. She came to my house and saw the script, and she's like, are you fucking doing Kiss of the Spider Woman? And she was like over the moon. I was like, yes. I'm doing it. I haven't told anybody yet. But I didn't know anything. So my first introduction to it was reading this kind of beautiful script of this story of these two men and this, you know, the way he described this beautiful Hollywood diva, you know, and I was just like, oh, it's like, and she's saying, she has how many musical numbers? Yes, oh my God. Like it was just, it was my first introduction to it, and I just loved it. I loved what it said. I loved that it was about love and seeing people for who they are, and accepting them without all the labels, without all the things, just like, you mean something to me. I love you. I love your spirit. I love your soul. And that bringing people together and heal, you know, kind of like, you know, healing any divide. That idea to me is such a big, beautiful idea that the world is so desperate for right now. And to see it in this way with these big musical numbers in between is gonna be, I think, something really important. I think if people get to see it, I'm very excited about that.
When was the first time you were starstruck, or when was the first time you were recognized?
For me, I was starstruck. I met Barbra Streisand. Obviously, my mom was a huge Barbra Streisand fan. Funny Girl is probably my favorite musical, one of my favorite musicals, if not my favorite, besides West Side Story of all time. And I was very starstruck. She was just, you know, saying, how do you deal with being so famous? Because I had like my J-Lo album and all those things come out, and I was in the tabloids all the time. And I was like, you're Barbra Streisand. What are you doing? Like, I couldn't even, it was like, I can't compute this, you know? And the first time I got recognized, I mean, it caused me tremendous anxiety because I was like walking down the street. It was right after I did the movie Selena. And I had done television before that, and I had done other movies, but for some reason, Selena was the one that when I was just walking out of my apartment, going to like the store to buy ham or something like that, and on the way back, somebody was like, Jennifer! And I was like, and I'm like, I don't recognize the person. And they run up to me, and I was like,
Oh, my God.
who the fuck are you?
Oh, my God.
It's terrifying.
That's crazy.
Like really scared. Like, and I'm like a young girl by myself, not youngish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm a young woman by myself, and I was like, what? And she was like, oh my God, and tried to touch you, hug you, you know, and you're like, whoa. And that was like, it was when it hit me. I was like, oh, you're not an anonymous person now.
You're moving through the world.
Yeah, you're moving through the world in a different way now. And I started having panic attacks. It was really a different thing to kind of grapple with in your mind. That I think people are better with because of social media. Everybody's a little bit of their own star of their own channel. You know what I mean? But it was different then. It was different then, and it was terrifying. And it took me a minute to. I remember calling people and being like, "How do you deal with this? What should I do? How do I get the panic feeling away?" You know? But eventually, you get used to it and you learn how to navigate it.
In college, Tony Kushner came to campus, and I was just like, I wanted to come up and say hi and how much I loved his work, and I don't think I got a single word out. So that was really embarrassing. But then the first time that I got recognized, I was in a restaurant, and I went to the restroom, and somebody was in the urinal next to me, and they were like, "You're from Promised Land." I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can I take a picture?" And I literally was like,
In a minute?
Can I zip up first?" Like, he goes, "Yeah, no, of course. It was weird, but I was one of those moments where I was like, okay, well, I'm probably gonna use the stall from now on.
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I guess like you, Stephen Sondheim. I went over to his house one day for a meeting,
Wow.
and it was just, oh my God, to be there and in that legendary place where he just written everything, and to be offered a martini at 11:30 in the morning.
Come on, absolutely. Please say you did.
Yes, please.
I did.